Понятно, почему студия нас.
So I understand why the studio insists that it's a separate film and you can watch it without watching the first Blade Runner, because a lot of people in the audience haven't really watched the first Blade Runner. They might actually find maybe too long or maybe slightly boring the old film, but at the same time all the fans of Blade Runner are going to watch the new one and will have their own maybe harsh opinion on your film. Still, did you have this goal to make this film fully independent so that the audience could watch it not knowing much about the first film?
I think that we try to find that equilibrium where to be in relationship with the first movie and at the same time to be totally independent. Now, saying this, I will say that I think personally the audience will appreciate more 2049 if they saw the original Blade Runner. They can watch it without, but the pleasure will be, the movie will seem, I think, more powerful having watched the first one. I will say that I kind of disagree with you when you say that the first movie is too slow. Or I watched it recently with a crowd of young people in Los Angeles, full theater, and the reaction was very powerful. I mean, the movie totally endured time. I mean, it didn't age. The VFX are still state of the art, and it's still today very relevant movie. So I will encourage people to watch the first movie because it's still, for me, it didn't lose its power.
One of the most powerful sides of film one is the character, not just because it's portrayed by a great actor, Harrison Ford, and that's one of the best roles by Harrison Ford, but also a traditional thing for American films. A noir character looks in a new way in the sci-fi world of the future. And this duality around whether he is a man or whether he is a replica.
Совершенно неповторимой атмосферы и загадочности этой картины. Теперь мы видим нового героя, который встречается со старым героем. Возникает логичный вопрос. До какой степени герой Райана Гослинга наследник в художественном смысле персонажа Харрисона Форда? Или это персонаж абсолютно другой? Что между ними общего, что разного?
Well, unfortunately, and we are entering in the zone where I have to be very careful what I'm going to say. I will say that they both share the same job. They are both Blade Runners, and that in the new world, the job is even tougher. The conditions are tougher. I will say that there are still replicants that are need to be retired. In between both worlds, both movies, technology evolved. They try to control replicants by giving them more longer lifespan, by controlling more their memories and plans. They try to, but there's still some generations of replicants that are still problematic, that could go through time. So it's like they still have the same job, and the thing is that things got more difficult because of the blackout. They lost the track records, they lost identification. So it's like the job is more complicated. I will say that both characters share, and it was important. The thing that it was important for Ryan Gosling and I that, and it was a quality in the screenplay that both characters have the same melancholia. Both characters are suffering from the same loneliness, kind of identity crisis, and there's a lot of both characters are very clumsy with love.
Не залезая больше в судьбы характеров, говоря об актерах. Более-менее понятно, почему Харрисон Форд появляется в этой картине. Без него невозможно было бы или трудно было бы осуществить эту связь. Но мы знаем, что Джаред Лето, артист, ну, вроде бы не имеющий такой репутации легендарный, как Харрисон Форд, при этом снимается очень редко. Вообще предпочитает выступать своей музыкальной группой. И ролей у него мало. Все эти роли, каждая из них очень яркая, индивидуальная и особенная. И он не соглашается на просто проходные работы в кино. Он идет сниматься в тех фильмах, которые для него по-настоящему важны. Как вы его уговаривали, было ли это сложно, сразу ли он согласился, и действительно ли его персонаж обладает такой невероятной, неповторимой харизмой, которую мы из этих фрагментов уловили?
The thing is that it was a long way for me to go to Jared in the way that my first idea at the beginning, in fact, the character was written for David Bowie. And it was my when I read the screenplay, I had to talk with the screenwriter, and we were talking about the characters. And I said to Michael Green that I was seeing David Bowie, and he said, in fact, I wrote it for thinking about him too, and for specific reasons. And unfortunately, we lost that great artist, and then I was looking for who could add the same kind of charisma and the same kind of drive and mystery and poetry that could bring the poetry of that character, that theatricality. Sorry, maybe I didn't drink enough coffee this morning, but there are some words that I'm struggling to pronounce. Character with theater quality, theatricality, something like that. And you understand. I'm sure it makes sense in Russian. Jared Leto had wished to be part of the movie a long time ago. He's a massive Blade Runner fan, so when I approached him, it was not difficult to convince him. He loved the part. Jared is playing a very difficult part because he had those kind of long Shakespearean monologues, very powerful dialogues, but not easy to say. He brought a lot of strength and power to the character. And you know what? I heard all those stories about Jared Leto. You know, when he did Dallas Buyers Club, my friend Jean-Marc Vallée never met him. You know, he was always in relationship with Rayon, the transvestite. When he did the Joker, he was sending rats to his other cast members, you know. So I was like, well, how would it be to work with Jared Leto? What will be? And there's a thing about the character that I can reveal is that Jared's character is blind. And Jared decided that he will act blind, meaning that he was wearing contact lenses, specific contact lenses that were painted by hand by an artist to recreate the look of someone that is blind. But also it was designed so Jared will not see at all. And so he had studied friends, some of his friends that were blind, so he had studied their gesture, their behaviors, their way, their relationship. So he spent a few weeks blind with us. Jared never saw my crew. Jared never saw the sets. He just came blind, and it was a very beautiful experience to work with such commitment and will, and it really created something special on set. I really loved it a lot. Yeah, it was really a beautiful experience.
И последний вопрос, который я вам задам, он связан с теми русскими словами, которые мы даже в этих фрагментах увидели. Конечно, я думаю, что всех особенно воспламенило слово «целина», которое, собственно говоря, даже не очень часто употребляемо часто в русском языке, но все знают, что это значит. И не только там балерина, да, СССР, возникающий, Совет, хэппи и так далее и тому подобное. Откуда это взялось, что это значит? Можете ли вы ответить на этот вопрос?
Yes, the thing is that what is very exciting when you create a world of the future like that is an alternate universe. is that, yeah, we were free. And the idea is that the idea was to start from the first movie, which was created at the end of the 70s. And so it means that I decided that the geopolitic will be different in this world, and that the world will be more cosmopolitan in a different way, and that Russian culture will be more present in the United States, and that I was saying to myself, if you see a McDonald's here, why not you see some Russian product directly sold in the streets of Los Angeles, and that there will, and it's a thing that when I read the Philip K. Dick novel, The Presence of Russian Culture, I really loved it, and I felt that it would be beautiful if there was like as much as the first movie was really influenced by Japan and China, that this one will be more influenced by Eastern Europe, and aesthetically, and also from a cultural point of view. So there's like little glimpses of Russian culture that are there and there in the movie, as a wink to Philip K. Dick, and as a link with the very first movie.
Пожалуйста, вопросы из зала.